Are you aware of what's happening in Sudan? If not, you're not alone. Most people I speak to have no idea what's happening. And let me tell you, it's grim. It's the world's worst humanitarian crisis. Genocide, ethnic cleansing, crimes against humanity are being committed by the rapid support forces against the civilian population. And it's also happening because the world is silent, because the world is unaware. The media hasn't been covering it. So let's talk about what's happening right now. Let's talk about the background. Let's talk about the powers at play and what can actually be done to stop the massacres. So right now, the reason for which I'm doing this video is the Rapid Support Forces, which is a militia group, has captured al-Fasher. They have done so after an 18-month siege on the city, blocking aid, food, humanitarian access, exit from people, bombing civilian areas, hospitals and more, and using sexual violence as a weapon of war, and so on. And since they have actually captured it, there's been many reports of mass summary killings, over 2,000 people summarily executed in the last couple of days. Around 177,000 people remain trapped in al-Fasher, with more than 26,000 that have fled in the last 2 days. So the background. Since April 2023, the government forces, which are the Sudanese armed forces, and the rapid support forces, which I just mentioned, have been engaged in war. This has resulted in over 14 million people being displaced and over 150,000 people killed. 24 million people are hungry in Sudan, meaning every 2 in 3 Sudanese depend on humanitarian aid. Sudan is officially, according to the UN, the world's worst humanitarian crisis. So who's behind all of this? Who's arming the rapid support forces? The UAE. There are multiple reports, including by countries, intergovernmental organizations, NGOs, reporting that the UAE is arming and pouring weapons into Sudan. Whose weapons, right? Well, there's been weapons from France, the UK, China, Canada, Russia, Turkey found in Sudan. And from all it looks like the UAE channeled those weapons into Sudan. So our countries are fueling those massacres. We are directly responsible because we know it's not a new information that came to light. Yet our countries keep on sending weapons to the UAE, knowing full well that they will be sent to Sudan in violation of international law and used against civilian populations. We are directly complicit, and the UAE is directly complicit in genocide. And it is breaching international law. So why is it doing so? Well, the RSF controls gold mines in Sudan, including in Darfur, and the UAE is a global gold hub, so wants access to it. So now hopefully you have a limited understanding of what's happening in Sudan, the background, and who are the powers that are directly complicit and responsible. So what can be done? So this is what I think should have been done a very long time ago, and some of it could have been coordinated and led by the Secretary General and the United Nations. Number one, impose a full arms embargo on Sudan. There's not a full arms embargo. Weapons keep on pouring from foreign powers into the country. And this is enabling the massacre and the suffering of civilians. Stop countries from exporting weapons to the UAE. It has been proven over and over again that those weapons are then poured into Sudan and used against civilians. No more weapons to the UAE. Sanctions the RSF and its backers, including the UAE. Prosecute those that are directly responsible for those crimes, obviously, and hold the UAE accountable because they actually hold sway over the RSF. This could stop if there's enough attention, if there's enough sanctions, if there's enough embargoes. And then obviously, all countries need to work to push for humanitarian aid to reach civilians. For this, there also needs to be a stop in the violence.